We're in the middle of Times Square, in the middle of Manhattan, in the middle of the world, the tap capital of the world, and this is our final event for Tap It Out, which is my annual New York City Tap Festival called Tap City. This is the 21st year. This is the final event, the only in-person event where we're doing a little tap dancing while it's quiet. And following that, we're working with the United States Postal Service to unveil 5 new tap dance stamps.
It not only showcases the beauty of the movement and the power of the rhythm and self-expression, it also represents pure acceptance and awareness that we even exist, because we are still very underground as an art form, and that needs to change. And we've been working on that for decades. All of us, have been in this game for quite a while, and this is a big step forward. So we're very happy, and we're glad you could join us and you can celebrate with us. This is really it's a big celebration. It's joy of life, joy of movement, joy of community.
It's about time that tap dance is being acknowledged, being the first one of the American art forms that was created in America. As other cultures came to America, they brought their percussive dance together, and we now have what we have, American tap dance. And so this opportunity is really exciting because the tap dancers that are being represented, first of all, are alive. They're living tap dancers, and they're the first living people on a forever stamp.
It's just so thrilling. Yeah, I mean, any representation for this incredible art form is, so exciting, and this is such a monumental day, I think, for tap dance.
Go ahead and go in your square.
Testing, testing. Hey, hi, good job, everybody. Hello. Welcome to my madness. Welcome to a very special day, very special day, very special place, a very noisy place. You know, they're raising the Palace Theater over there 30 feet. I don't know why, but they are. Welcome to Tap It Out. Now, Tap It Out is normally an event that I do during my annual Tap City, the New York City Tap Festival. And normally, if there's such a thing anymore, I usually have about 150 tap dancers out here doing things, doing stuff like this. If you just arrived or if you didn't know to begin with, my name is Tony Vogt, and I'm the Artistic Director of the American Tap Dance Foundation. I'm also the Executive Director and the bottle washer and all that. And then, yes, I'm the producer of Tap City, the annual New York City Tap Festival. This is our 21st year, and we're celebrating this event in particular is important to me because it's our only in-person event. The rest of the festival was virtual. It went really well, though. And I want you to understand also that it's out there for another 30 days, actually till August 5th or 6th, I think, the 6th. The 6th. I want to thank publicly Liz, who put the virtual festival together. I had a park permit for this place a year ago, and because of the COVID, they forwarded it a year. So that's how we ended up being able to host this monumental event, which you'll hear much more about in a moment. But first, I'd like to present a piece that one of our masters created. It's called Laura. Our master was a close friend to a lot of the people here and passed this down through Manhattan Tap. It's called Laura, and our master is, of course, Buster Brown. James Buster Brown. I think he'd be very proud to see this. And it's a cappella. I don't know if we do very a cappella-ish, but enjoy. Take it away, Tammy. Nice work if you can get it. Nice work if you can get it. Okay, so we have another piece. It's called the BS Chorus, and it does not stand for the Bachelor of Science. This is a routine that the Copacetics did quite often, that all the hoofers really did. And it's short and sweet. Take it away, Max.
1, 2, hop, hop.
One big bow, come on. That was Jared Alexander, Tanya Bagnata, Liz Carroll, Felipe Galgani, Lisa Latouche, Margaret Morrison, Nicole Orr, Max Pollock, Demi Remick, Tammy Sakurai, Lynn Schwab, and Karen Calloway Williams. I'm making an executive decision to stay on time. We're not doing the Shim Sham this time. We're going to do Shim Sham later. Okay, we're going to move into the second part of this event. I told you a little bit about it. You know, a couple years ago, I was asked to MC a show for the post office to introduce the Gregory Hines stamp. Yeah, and I hope I'm not offending anybody, but who would have thought that the post office were such great producers? I mean, hello. So when they asked me to do it again, I said absolutely, and the long story short, we did end up figuring something out. This is it. Thank you for joining us. If you just joined us, we are unveiling some very important stamps to the world, especially to our world, the TAP community. We're very honored, and we are going to please rise for the presentation of colors by the New York Police Department's Ceremonial Unit. They have a ceremonial unit. Are they ready? Oh, they look ready. I didn't do it. I did not do it. I did not do it. This is Craig Stagg, who is going to sing the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free Thank you. Greg Stagg, training technician at the post office. That was beautiful. And thank you to the New York Police Department Ceremonial Unit. I love that. So we're here today celebrating 21 years of my festival. But this event is a great pleasure for me and for my community to get together and host the presentation of 5 new tap dance stamps. Personally, I'm extremely happy that we now have these stamps because they represent a true American art form in the general sense. So that makes me think that we've done some good work, because now it's common knowledge, I think, that tap dance is an American art form that we should be proud of. And yeah. So I'm feeling very proud, and we've been building that awareness for years. All the people that you see today, and especially do I call them stampies? Have been working very, very diligently for years, spreading the word about this incredible art form that we have. So now I have a pleasure to introduce this John Barger. It's Barger, right? Not Barger. Barger. He's on the Postal Service's Board of Governors, which I guess is similar to the Board of Directors of a corporation. You can imagine how difficult this undertaking was. I'm sure it was very complex. The Post Office services and provides a critical service to the country. And this was especially true during the past year of this pandemic, when it served as a lifeline to millions of Americans during the pandemic. The essential workers of the Postal Service delivered checks, medicine, well, I don't know, there was a check that I waited for a while. But anyway, supplies to keep us going during a very difficult period, and they continue to do an incredible job for us every day. That's right. So everyone, please give a warm welcome to Governor John Barger. And I didn't know it was a woman either.
Well, good morning. Obviously, I'm not the Board of Governor John Barger. Unfortunately, John couldn't be here today, so good morning, everyone. My name is Lorraine Castellano. I'm the district manager of New York District. Okay, I work for the Postal Service. Hi. Thank you for those wonderful opening remarks, Tony. So I'm thrilled to be here today to represent the Postal Service as we celebrate the uniquely American art form of tap dance, one of our nation's greatest contribution to the world of dance. Now, this is one of the Postal Service's first in-person stamp dedication events in over a year, and it's very exciting to see all of you here in Times Square. Now, this couldn't be a more iconic location, and the Tap City Festival is the ideal location for this event. Now, I'd like to thank you, Tony, and everyone here at the American Tap Dance Foundation for hosting our ceremony and making us feel so welcome today. So thank you for participating. Tap dancing, as we know it today, fully emerged in the 1920s when it was popular on Broadway and in vaudeville revues and in nightclubs. But the history of tap goes back to colonial America with the collision of different dance traditions from Africa and Europe. Over time, elements from African percussive dances were combined with aspects of the Irish jig and English clog dancing. This fusion of dance forms continued to evolve through experimentation, improvisation, and innovation. Whether cultures mingled in city neighborhoods or in the rural South, the performances were a joy to behold. Tap dance exploded in popularity during the 19th century and became an indelible part of popular culture through much of the 20th century. Interest in tap may have waned in the 1950s and 60s, but today we're enjoying not just a resurgence in tap, but a renaissance in tap, thanks to the contributions of so many gifted performers and choreographers over the years, like Steve Condos, Gregory Hines, Savion Glover, Levon Robinson, Brenda Buffalino, George Wolfe, Diane Walker, just to name a few of them. And of course, our MC today, Tony Bong? Well, Bong.
Now listen, John.
You mispronounced my name. Bog. Okay. Tony Bog. Okay. So of course our MC today, Tony, not only created the American Tap Dance Foundation, he is the man behind Tap City, the annual New York City Tap Festival. Can we get a round of applause for all of them? The 5 tap dance commemorative stamps were designed by art director Ethel Kessler using photographs by Matthew Murphy, who we'll hear from in a few minutes. The images show different dancers performing against a brightly colored background, and I think you'll agree they perfectly capture the joy and excitement of tap dancing. You will notice the words "Forever" and "USA" on these stamps. These are the words of the United States Postal Service. It is our word of saying that tap dance epitomizes the best of America and will always do so forever. At this time, I'd like to invite our other participants to join me for the official dedication of the Tap Dance Commemorative Forever Stamp. So please join me on the stage.
So, our next speaker is Matthew Murphy, who took these beautiful photographs for us. Are you here, Matt? Yep, there you are. You've seen his photos in the New York Times, Vanity Fair, and the campaigns on Broadway, classics like Hamilton, Kinky Boots, and Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And you can see his work on the Tap Dance Forever stamps for forever. Please welcome Matthew Murphy.
I feel so fancy finally getting to be introduced by Tony. I've been watching you introduce people for years. I feel so special. I want to start by, of course, thanking the USPS for having me today. This is so thrilling to be here celebrating one of my absolute favorite art forms. You know, the day that we created these stamps will forever be seared in my brain as this kind of ultimate masterclass of the field. I had asked each of the performers to come prepared to play music of their choosing during their portion of the shoot, and some improvised to Cuban rhythms, others chose jazz standards, and the one consistent factor was that my incredible art director, Ethel Kessler, and my amazing assistant, Evan Zimmerman, and I enjoyed a front row seat to the proceedings. I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat it. Tap dance is really, really, really hard to photograph. It is probably the hardest thing I've ever photographed, to be totally honest. It is precipitously fast. It is really unpredictable. And so I knew that I had to get my rest the night before, and then I had to bring my A game. What I didn't anticipate that day was how fully I was going to lose myself in what was going on in front of the camera. I wasn't the only one mesmerized, though. As each of the dancers finished, they tend to hang around and cheer their colleagues on when they stepped in front of the lens. What began as this really stark studio space in Long Island City suddenly became a fully world-class performing venue. And as you take in the final product, which I still kind of can't believe, I know that you can't hear the rhythms of their feet or hear the cheers of their friends, but I truly believe that you can feel the joy that we all felt in the room that day. My entire life, I've been surrounded by tap dance. When most kids were in daycare, I was in the dance studio. First, I was watching my mom, Linda. Then I was watching my sister, Carson, who would take lessons from my mom, Linda. And then finally, I chose to put on some tap shoes of my own. Some of the classes that I got to enjoy as a kid when I would come to New York and see Broadway shows and take class at Broadway Dance Center were actually taught by some of the legends that are on the stamps today. Though my dance career ultimately journeyed into the world of classical ballet, slightly different, the lessons that I learned in the tap world stick with me to this day. It's a form that's as much about the pause before the movement as it is about the storm of energy that follows. It's as much about listening as it is about creating the sound. Now, between when we started this project in early 2020 and today, a few things have changed. It's been slightly different. Lots has happened, and I believe that in this time moving forward, we really have to look to the arts more than ever. My biggest hope with this series is that someone will see these stamps on their delivered mail and they'll want to learn more about tap dance, either as a new student or as a fresh-faced fan, or maybe a longtime patron of the form will find one of the stamps and think, as so many do, that visibility and engagement is the key to keeping this art form alive. Maybe they'll take a moment and they'll go online and they'll check out a clip of Diane Walker, or Brenda Buffalino, or Jimmy Slide, or maybe they'll grab a pair of tap shoes and try out a class at their town's local studio. In the meantime, I will be forever honored to have participated in this project and to have experienced this milestone in the history of American tap dance. And I can't wait for us to all send tap dance literally all over the world. Thank you.
So we're going to improvise this a little bit because we have 4 out of the 5 actual dancers here that are represented on these stamps. And I'd like each of them to say a few words. And I don't even know who to start with. You want to start with? Let's start with Max. Max is ready. This is Max Pollock. You know, I don't want to get into bios. Is that okay if I mean, do we kind of know these people? These are masters of tap dance today. And we're so proud of each and every one of them. This is Max Pollock, everybody.
Thank you, Tony. Yeah, bios, I don't think really matter today because who we are is not really the point, or who I am is definitely not the point. We represent generations of people from all kinds of places, from Africa, from Europe, from South America, from Australia, who have suffered, who have survived, who have created, and who have created a community and created something that is more wonderful than all the pain and suffering together that anybody could go through. This is, tap dancing is love, pure joy, and a chance for us to come together and make peace through a great jam session. That's really what matters. And in the words of the great Julius Caesar, si vis pacem para tap jamum, which translates loosely to, if you want peace, prepare a tap jam.
Hail Caesar. Michaela?
Hi, everybody. I have to take a deep breath, just taking in the overwhelming beauty of seeing all you here today for this event that is monumentous for this art form that has saved my life and changed my life and kept me going always. And I could not stand here if it wasn't for Gregory Hines, Jimmy Slide, Mabel Lee, Marion Coles, and of course, Buster Brown, who I spent so much time with on this very street, Swing 46. My entire childhood was there. So there are these moments in life that just are culminating, and this is one for me. And I serve tap dance, and that's why I'm here today. Thank you.
Ooh, I'm getting emotional. Michaela, could you wear something a little more noticeable next time? I think I'd like to call on Dormisha. Dormisha. And we all know who this is.
Hey. Oh, wow. This is amazing. Wasn't really prepared to speak today, but just listening to the people speak before and taking a look around and remembering the Minskoff Theater at 12 years old, sharing the stage with Jimmy Slide, Bunny Briggs, Diane Lady Di Walker. I mean, this is just in Lon Chaney, Ralph Brown, George Hillman, Chuck Green. I think of my teachers in this moment. I think of everyone that has paved the way and has given me any sort of information, a pat on the back, constructive criticism in my tap dance life. This is momentous. I think Michaela says it, right? And it's an honor. It's an honor. Thank you all for being here. And thank you for your support for tap dance.
And last but not least, Ayadeli Cassell.
Hello, everyone. Golly. It is beyond a privilege to be here today. So I just want to start out by expressing my gratitude to everybody in attendance and also to the U.S. Postal Service for this beautiful and tremendous, momentous acknowledgement of tap dance, and by extension, the community of tap dancers who have contributed to its growth and development really since the early 19th century. In '89, Gregory Hines lobbied for tap dance to have its own holiday, and he succeeded. So we now celebrate National Tap Dance Day officially. And we, as Tony mentioned earlier, had the privilege, honor, and it was just such a beautiful moment 2 years ago to witness Gregory Hines receiving his, getting his own image on the stamp. The energy in the room and the love for him, who is one of our greatest tap heroes, was palpable. And today we celebrate yet again the unveiling of an official stamp honoring our beloved art form, tap dance. I love Gregory so much. I know that he would be so proud right now. And I love this art form. I have loved it from the first time that I saw Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers float across the screen, since the first time I heard the authentic and uncompromising rhythmic expressions of Savion Glover and Bakari Wilder, and so many of my peers, Dormisha, Michaela, Max. It has been 26 years since my first tap class, and I still get so excited to put my tap shoes on that sometimes I don't even lace them up because I just can't really wait to get to the actual tap dancing part of it. And I can imagine that every tap dancer here in Times Square today and all over the country and all over the world can relate to that feeling. The sense of play and the sense of pride, the embracing of the blood, sweat, and tears. I know that we've all drawn blood from, the shins and the ankles by that metal heel, clipping it on when we, do those over the tops. The sweat, the embracing of the sweat, becoming one with the sweat, and rising to the challenge of getting it right, because as the legendary Diane Walker says, if it's not right, it's wrong. Exactly. So we persevere with discipline and a whole lot of patience. The tears of sometimes feeling disappointment and failure, whether in struggling with learning a new step or struggling to find our voice and our unique point of view within the art form. But I think another powerful thing that all tap dancers feel, and that I think tap enthusiasts and audience recognize and respond to immediately, is the undeniable, the incredible, overwhelming sense of joy that tap dancing brings to the soul. And for me, it is an incredible honor to be able to move my feet and to express myself in this way, in this lifetime. Tap dancing is powerful to me. Tap is what happens when a group of people turn oppression into joy. To me, it is the triumph of the human spirit. It is the triumph of African people enslaved in the United States who use their spiritual connection to their drum and their rhythm as a means of communication to revolt in their fight for freedom. Their rhythmic communication was so powerful, in fact, that slave codes of 1740 were enacted in this country to attempt to silence them by stripping them of their instruments. It is the triumph of the human spirit to find another way to be in community with one another, another way to express your life, to express your love, to express your joy, to express your pain. Tap dancing, it's joy, but it is also resistance. It is courage. It is grace. It is strength. It is resilience. It is dignity. It is soulful expression, and it is innovation. I stand here with love, humility, pride, and gratitude to William Henry Lane, the teenage Black American dancer in the 1840s who challenged one of the most celebrated Irish dancers of the time, John Diamond, and forced the world to recognize him, to recognize his spirit and his extraordinary dancing feat. I wonder if he and the community of 5 Points in Manhattan could imagine or dream that 180 years later, tap dancing would have made such an incredible, remarkable, indelible mark on the world and on American culture. I stand here in full gratitude to the women and men who innovated, persevered, and paved the way. I stand here with pride and inspired by how our global tap community continues to educate, inspire, and mentor young tap dancers, ensuring that the legacy of this art form will continue. I am inspired and proud of my friends, the other 4 tap dancers that are representing the art form. Max Pollock. Hi, Max. Michaela Marino Lerman, my sister. I've known her since she was 11 years old. Dean Dormisha. Derek Grant. I believe that all of our life work as tap artists amplifies the message that tap dancing is a genius, musical, magical form that is worthy of study, that is worthy of celebration, and that it is deeply rooted in our humanity and our deep need to connect and express our individuality. The power of this dance transcends language, gender, and cultural barriers. There are 5 of us pictured here, but we are many. As evidenced here today, there are so many tap dancers that are creating outstanding work and collaborating with each other. And to quote Ted Lewis Levy, a wonderful tap dancer and one of my mentors, we take care of each other. You go in the woodshed to take care of yourself so that you can know how to care for others. So this moment is for all of us. Our collective work, the love that we have for this art form, our vision is the thing that will continue to uphold and the tradition and legacy of this art form that we all love so much. I am just beside myself. Thank you again to the United States Postal Service for acknowledging tap dance as a true American art form. This is an incredible, tremendous honor to be here today with my community, and I am just so very, very, very grateful. Thank you so very much. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Wow. That concludes our ceremony in a beautiful way with beautiful words. Again, let's thank the New York Police Department Ceremonial Unit, the United States Postal Service, Governor John Barger, Lorraine Castellanos. I don't see no Lorraine down here. I'm sorry. And then, of course, Matthew Murphy, Craig Stagg, who sang beautifully over all of this. Derek K. Grant, Michaela Marino Lerman, Max Pollock, Dormisha Sumbry Edwards, and of course, Ayadeli Cassell. I'd also like to recognize our Tap City dancers and thank them for their fabulous presentation this morning. And I also want to thank the audience for helping us make this an amazing, unique experience. Somebody said monumental, monumentous more than once. Quick reminder, you can get your stamps over here and maybe over there, and I think they're everywhere. And in a moment, I think we're shooting off some cannons, and there's going to be like carrier pigeons that drop stamps over everybody. And I know he gets by with everything. No, so we're going to do the tradition. If you know our national anthem called the Shim, Sham, Shimmy, if you happen to know that in the audience, and we've invited a lot of people, and I don't want to take a lot of time getting this together, but please join us for the national anthem of tap dance called the Shim, Sham, Shimmy, and then we're out of here. Thank you all for coming so much. Oh, good. We got some people here. We're going to face that way. Why don't you guys get up there? Yeah. The Stampees are going to get up on the stagey. Okay. Oh, I'm calling this off. Yeah.